Six.
Okay, boys and girls, welcome back. Redmissed in the house once again. How you doing? I hope everyone's doing great. I'm doing great, and we, my friends, are racing against a 2020 team. Now, I wanted to purposely go ahead and do this, because I have noticed over the last couple of days when I have been using my 2019 team, you do actually have the opportunity to race other people with 2019 cars, but you also have the ability to obviously race people with your or when they're using their 2020 cars. So I have been finding that sometimes if you are struggling on certain tracks or certain areas and your 2020 car or your 2019 car, sorry, is strong enough, but your 2020 car isn't that strong at the moment, I would suggest that you use your 2019 car and you just slowly work your way through the area. Especially on like Series 6 when if you are finding that you do have Japan a lot, because Japan not only is a 7 lap track, so you might be struggling on tyre management with drivers. It's also a track that might rain quite a lot. So unless you are using people like Lewis Hamilton, for example, Albon, your wet weather ability might be lacking quite a lot. And as you can see here, again, Japan, and it's going to be raining in a minute and a half. So the sneaky thing about this is obviously being the season 19, we just tried turboing the wrong driver. Obviously we do have those other statistics. Now, tire management, I have noticed, even though obviously Antonio has like 100% tire management because he is the 2019 Antonio, tire management and stuff works very, very different in the 2020 season. And something that you would have also noticed as well is even though you might be using your 2019 car and your drivers, the pit times will actually match the 2020 pit times. So there's a few things that have changed round a little bit. So it even though you might be using your 2019 team, it doesn't guarantee you that you're going to be winning the race. But it does give you a much, what's the word I'm thinking? Like a much more bigger advantage in being able to win that race. I'm really hoping that we can overtake this guy right here, because if we don't, then we're going to struggle to get around the track in time. This is not good. Like, this is the thing as well that I have noticed is it doesn't matter how good your car is. If you get stuck behind someone, it is like an absolute brick wall, and it is so goddamn frustrating. I know you guys have had this yourself, but how could I be turboing? Like, look at this, guys. Like, literally, I'm turboing, and he's literally just sitting in front of me easily. Like, how absolutely frustrating is that? Like, considering that I actually have soft tires, I should be performing better than hard tires. I should be racing better than soft tires in the rain. But obviously that immovable brick wall that is now every single goddamn car in 2020 is sat in front of you. Like, look at this. I literally can't overtake him. We're both on wet tires, and I can't overtake him even though I'm turboing. So, yeah, I know that people are sick of hearing this, but it's just so frustrating. Why has he gone on to hard tires? Did I accidentally select hard tires? Have I just lost myself this race because I accidentally selected hard tires? That could be problematic. I don't know. That could be very problematic. Hopefully he can't actually increase. we're going to have to try and turbo here, because if we keep losing positions, we're going to be in trouble. Can we turbo now? We can turbo now. Screw it. Let's just go turbo. Hopefully we can save this absolute shit show of a race and like come out with some okay points, I guess. One thing that I do know is I only need 8 points for the next driver's chest. Obviously winning this race is gonna go ahead and give me some money from the race as well, so that would be helpful. Yeah, Kvyat's basically at the back of the pack. He's done. His race is over. Maybe Antonio's actually doing pretty decent now that he's managing to start to overtake some people. So that's actually not too bad. He's managed to come up and actually finish in quite a good position, in fact. So yeah. Obviously, if I didn't mess up my tyres management, I would assume Kvyat would be way higher up in the ranks. But it just goes to show that even though he does have the wrong tyres on and it's currently 68% wet, we're still able to win with the 2019 team. Because even though the 2019 team doesn't give you a huge advantage, it can give you a fairly good advantage. So do bear that in mind. But I want to go ahead and I want to show you this now. I've purposely done a race first to get the race crate, but also I want to see how you guys have been doing. Tell me in the comments down below, because even though I've been finding it's been a little bit harder to get those consistent like 35 point plus races so that you can farm out the race crate in like 3 races. I have been finding, as you can see on the screen right now, the chests that you have been getting, that have been getting rewarded have been significantly better than what they were in the 2019 series. So this is actually my second legendary chest in the 2020 season already. And I've also had a platinum chest in the 2020 season already as well. So I would like to know, have I just got super lucky with pulling 2 of these bad boys, or have you guys been getting tons of luck with your chests as well? Now, obviously, I know in the video yesterday that I opened up a legendary chest that I bought. Nice, we got Vettel. But now, in this 2020 season, I've effectively had 3 legendary chests. 1 of them I have bought. 6 platinum chests, which 4 of them I bought, and that was all in the video that you guys watched yesterday. But I've pulled 2 platinums and 2 legendary chests in, like, how long's this game even been out for? Like, what? The 2020 update come out like what, last Monday? So it's been out like what, a week? So tell me in the comments down below how much of, like, how lucky you have been in like pulling the chest, because as I say, even though the whole aspect really is that it, like some reliability and some pit time. Okay. I'll take a look at the other stuff after. I want to know, like, I genuinely want to know how you've been getting lucky, how your luck has been on the chests and stuff. Now, I would normally go and race in a Series 6 or a Series 7 again, but I'm going to actually accept a lower level chest just because I want to show you guys this. Now, the thing that I have been noticing as well is when you do have a more powerful car, if you drop back down in the ranks, now obviously this has been a thing since the beginning of the 2019 season, but this is even more prevalent since the 2020 update, because now that you can't really overtake very well, but the qualifying has actually made things a lot better. As you increase your car and you make your car more and more like overpowered, depending on obviously what track you get, like obviously this isn't a very good track for my car, because my car isn't very fast. I've gone more for the power and grip. So really you should be racing in, like, say, Series 2 or Series 4 if you've gone for like a more power and grip setup on your car. But do bear in mind, if you've actually gone for a more speed setup on your car, which I do think is the wrong move to go right now. Well, there was a bit of a lag spike there. I do think that going aerodynamics on your car for the 2020 season at this moment in time is the wrong move. But if you are more predominantly speed focused in your car, then farm Series 1, because this track here does come up a lot in Series 1. So having a speeded, like a more speed orientated car, you will qualify very, very high up in the ranks if you've got some drivers with some good consistency. And now even with myself, like you'll see, like with my car, even though I have a more grip orientated setup and Grosjean is currently way down in the back, you will find that normally I will come away from this race with around 32 to 42 points. Now, if you can keep those points on the higher end of that, so i.e. set your car up a little bit better for the most common track. So, for example, in Series 1, it's this track. I can't remember where this is, so you guys can tell me in the comments down below. But say like Series 2, for example, the most common track is Hungary. So obviously in Hungary, having speed, power and grip is a little bit better than having aerodynamics. So you will find that you'll probably do a little bit better in Hungary in Series 2 if you have power and grip. But you can see here that even with the car that I've got, really, really nice strategy on the basis of, as you can see here, the same as what I was talking about yesterday. I have a lap and a half before, like, obviously I need to pit. So I'm going to go in turbo, 1, to use up some fuel, and 2, to use up the tyres to the max of the ability, because I can only get with Raikkonen 3 to 4 laps with my hard tyres. So obviously by the end of lap 4, we're going to be looking at having basically 0 tyres. And same with Grosjean. Grosjean normally comes round with, in fact, we're going to have to slow him down because I think he's actually, I think I turboed him just a little bit too early there. Okay, so now we'll turbo just to get around that guy, and also obviously so that we don't hold Grosjean up just in case he does start getting a little bit too close. So the same as before, and this goes for the same on every single race that you do. As you come out of the pit, you turbo for that first little corner so that you don't overtake / you can try and overtake. The same with your second driver. Now, one thing that I want to kind of put out there is you need to try and understand this game as a driver 1 and a driver 2. So don't be trying to obviously make both of your drivers be number 1, number 2 in a race, because at this moment in time you're probably not going to do it. What you need to do is you need to kind of focus on one driver, make sure that one driver, i.e. the one that is in first place for you or in the better position, does have that ability to obviously keep that position and try and increase even more. Now, your second driver, you will pay attention to him a little bit because obviously you don't want him to fall down the pack, but he's not as important in like sending your focus towards him. Now we are gonna turbo Grosjean just a little bit here to see if we can boost him up the pack a little bit, but it's not really too important. Now we know for a fact that we've already lost this race, but obviously we're racing in a Series 1 race, so the fact that we didn't get 1,000 gold, like, it doesn't really matter. But what does matter here is that we do get the maximum amount of points that we can get from our drivers. So the same principle, we're halfway / 3/4 of the way through on lap 7. We're going to go ahead, we're going to hit that turbo button, and we're now going to send the drivers racing until the end of the race. And hopefully, we're actually looking quite strong. So hopefully we can get Grosjean to overtake a few people in the pits now. It would be nice if there's a few people, like there's 1, 2, he's managed to get a couple of spots, and he's right on the tail of my opponent now. So that's not too bad. We're going to slow him down just a little bit to save his tyre management around these slower corners, and then we're going to hit his turbo again. Now, obviously, we're going to run out of tyre management just before the end, but not close enough that obviously we need to worry about that. And hopefully we can get in front of this guy. Nice, we got in front of him. Now, if my opponent can't actually overtake anyone, then we win this race. And you can see that even though Grosjean, where did Grosjean qualify? He qualified in like 22nd or something. I've managed to get him up into 8th place just from using the hard tyres and overtaking people in the pit. Now this series is really, really important. Ignore soft tyres. You're not going to make pitting work. If you're turboing and needing to pit, don't do it. Just go that little bit slower and stay out on the hard tyres. It's really, really good. But like I said, guys, tell me down in the comments down below how your luck has been on the chests, and I shall see you in the next video. Peace on the streets.